We got a question from Lewis. You've mentioned the broad jump several times, and I was wondering if you could give some guidance on how to train this movement in a progressive, systematic way. Well, it's a test, Lewis. Perhaps the answer is simply perform broad jumps, and if so, recommended time jump reps would be helpful. I'm 40 years old. I've been exercising with kettlebells for the past 6 months. 6'4", 200. The only thing, Lewis, I use them as a test, the standing long jump as a test. So there is value in just doing standing long jumps. It is a kettlebell swing. I joke about this all the time. If you really want a good workout, do standing long jumps around a typical track, 400 meters, and just do 4 loops of that, and call me when you finish the workout. If your question is more nuanced than that, you want more on jumping itself, why don't you just send me another question and I'll be happy to do it. When I work with track and field athletes in the jumps, it's interesting because first off, I try to find the simplest technique possible, which is interesting because it's the flop. Dick Fosbury, who invented it, his college coach at Oregon State did everything he could to stop Fosbury from doing that technique. And of course, after Fosbury became famous, that same coach went around the country teaching everybody how to do something he was radically against, which is always fascinating to me. But in the long jump, one of the skills we try to use is jumping for height in training. This is high school kids, so there's value to that. And in the high jump, there's an interesting little thing called the high jump for distance, which is interesting. I've stolen this, using this in other places, but somebody told me about this years ago. So if you have high school boys, probably 4 feet. This is for my American audience, I apologize. You take about 4 feet, which they can all jump, and you just leave the bar up there. And what you try to do is, do kind of a long jump competition. Wherever they land is where they hit. And it really does teach them to come up to the bar in their J curve, but with a lot more speed. So there's some fun drills we could talk about, but this will be enough for now. It's a test. Practice it as you wish. Enjoy it.